Caitlin Clark walked to the free throw line on national television, and her own head coach grabbed her by the arm. She didn't hesitate. She ripped it back. And in that split second under the lights at Gainbridge Fieldhouse, something much bigger than a regular season game was exposed. Because 12 hours earlier, the city of Indianapolis had handed Caitlin Clark the microphone. By nightfall, her own franchise put a hand on her. And that contrast is where this story really begins. Tuesday morning, May 19, 2026. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway names Caitlin Clark the Grand Marshal of the 110th Indy 500, not as a marketing gimmick, not as a courtesy nod, as the Grand Marshal. That role comes with history, with weight, with tradition stretching back 110 years. The person standing on that podium gives the most quoted command in motorsport: "Drivers, start your engines." Larry Bird has held that microphone. Reggie Miller, Peyton Manning, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, and twice in the last 2 decades, Tamika Catchings, the greatest player in Indiana Fever history, at 23 years old, in her second professional season. Indianapolis placed Caitlin Clark in that company. The city made a statement, but by Tuesday night the image looked very different, and that's where the footage starts to matter. Watch the play closely. Clark is walking calmly toward the free throw line. The game is on national television. Cameras are tight. The arena is loud but not chaotic. From the sideline, head coach Stephanie White reaches out and grabs Clark by the arm. This wasn't a light tap. It wasn't a passing brush in the heat of the moment. Clark reacts instantly. She pulls her arm back, sharp, clear, no confusion about it. And then there's the look on White's face. It's not instructional, it's not encouraging. It's the expression of someone who realizes in real time that something just happened on camera that can't be undone. Within minutes, the clip is everywhere. And in Indiana, moments like this don't just disappear. Basketball in this state has a long memory. When coaches cross certain lines, even small ones, fans don't shrug it off. They rewind it, they replay it, they study it frame by frame. But the grab itself, that's only the surface. The real story was sitting
Thursday
2
night,
rows
May 19th,
behind the bench.
Caitlin Clark.
Two rows up from the Fever sideline sat Krauskopf and Amber Cox, not hidden away in a suite, not behind a curtain, close enough to hear every word, close enough to see Clark pull her arm away. Krauskopf isn't just another executive. She's the president of basketball and business operations. She runs the structure, the identity, the direction of the Indiana Fever. Amber Cox manages the day-to-day, the roster mechanics, the internal machinery. Stephanie White is not some inherited piece of the organization. Krauskopf hired her in November 2024. She approved the system, the staff, the philosophy. The coach who grabbed Caitlin Clark on national television was her hire, and as it unfolded, she didn't move. No visible reaction, no immediate intervention, just stillness. That stillness tells a story, and it's a story that started 26 years ago. December 15, 1999. The Indiana Fever haven't played a single regular season game yet. It's expansion draft day. Krauskopf is the general manager shaping the franchise from nothing. Her first major move, She drafts Sandy Brindello and then trades her to the Miami Sol for Stephanie White. One transaction, one decision. But that move quietly built two futures. Stephanie White becomes part of the Fever's identity. Sandy Brindello carves out her own path, eventually becoming one of the most respected coaches in the league. Fast forward to 2026. Stephanie White is the head coach in Indiana, the same coach who reached out on that sideline. And Sandy Brindello, she's helping build the Toronto Tempo from the ground up, assembling a roster around her style, her philosophy, her culture. Toronto enters the league next season. Scroll through any comment section under a Caitlin Clark clip right now. You'll see it. Fans aren't just debating the moment, they're speculating about the future. Imagine her in Toronto. She'd thrive in that system. Would they ever trade her? To be clear, there's no official move, no trade request, no confirmed talks, just fans connecting dots and asking questions. But perception matters, because 26 years ago, one trade shaped two franchises. Today, one of those franchises is being questioned by its own fanbase. Caitlin Clark has dealt with a documented back injury. She's missed time. It's been managed carefully. The training staff knows. The front office knows. Stephanie White knows. You don't grab a player dealing with back issues. Not casually, not aggressively, not at all. And here's where it gets complicated. Because this franchise knows exactly how to protect a superstar with a back injury. They've done it before. In 2015, Tamika Catchings played her final season while managing serious back problems. The Fever implemented a strict protocol, roughly 26 minutes per game. Playoff load reduced significantly. Every decision framed around one priority, protect her body so she could finish on her terms. It worked. Catchings walked away respected, celebrated, intact. And who was the head coach that? Indianapolis understands symbolism. The same Indianapolis Motor Speedway that honored Tamika Catchings twice just handed the same platform to Caitlin Clark. That isn't random. It isn't accidental. It's civic recognition. Last September, the Fever broke ground on a $78 million sports performance center. 3 stories, 108,000 square feet, the largest training facility in WNBA history. Executives promised it would set a new standard for women's sports. It opens before the 2027 season. The organization can invest $78 million into infrastructure. But in one unguarded moment, it couldn't protect the optics around its most valuable asset. And then came Sunday. May 24th, 12:29 p.m. Eastern. Caitlin Clark walks onto the victory podium at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. 350,000 people pack the stands. Millions more watch from home. She stands where legends have stood. She lifts the microphone. And she delivers the words that echo across a century of racing history. In that moment, there is no controversy, no sideline tension, no freeze-frame analysis, just authority. The city has already decided who she is. The question hanging over everything now is whether the franchise fully understands it too, because this isn't just about one grab. It's about alignment, vision, respect. It's about whether an organization built in 1999 can evolve fast enough to handle a player who changed the scale of the league overnight. 5 nights separated the sideline moment from the Indy 500 podium. That's not much time. But sometimes in sports, 5 nights are enough to reveal everything. Indianapolis has made its choice. Now the Indiana Fever have to decide what kind of franchise they want to be, the one that elevates her, or the one that pushed her away on camera. And that decision will echo a lot longer than one game in May.